Hello students, good morning. In the last class we studied about the different systems of classification and the characteristic features of algae. Today in this video we are going to learn about the different classes of algae. Algae are classified into three different classes: Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae. We will study the characteristic features of all these three in detail. First, let us start with Chlorophyceae. The members of the Chlorophyceae are commonly called green algae. The plant body may be unicellular, colonial or filamentous. They are usually grass green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll A and B. These pigments are present in chloroplasts. This chloroplast may be in discoid shape or may be plate-like or may be reticulate or cup-shaped or spiral or ribbon-shaped. And then inside the chloroplast, some storage bodies are present. They are known as pyrenoids. These pyrenoids, they contain protein in addition to starch. Some members of the class Chlorophyceae, they store food in the form of oil droplets. This green algae, this Chlorophyceae, they have a cell wall and an inner layer of cellulose and outer layer of pectose. So, Chlorophyceae are green algae, maybe unicellular or colonial or filamentous. They are green grass in color due to the presence of chlorophyll A and B, and the chlorophyll pigments are present inside the chloroplasts. The shape of the chloroplasts may be discoid, plate-like, reticulate, cup-shaped, spiral or ribbon-shaped. Storage bodies known as pyrenoids are present inside the chloroplast, and these pyrenoids contain protein and starch. And some of them they store food in the form of oil droplets, and they have cell wall. Inner layer is made up of cellulose and the outer is made up of pectose. Now let us see the reproduction in Chlorophyceae. The Chlorophyceae, members of Chlorophyceae, they reproduce vegetatively, asexually as well as sexually. Vegetative reproduction is by means of fragmentation, and then asexual reproduction is by means of producing zoospores, and then sexual reproduction is maybe isogamous or anisogamous or oogamous. You know what is isogamous? The fusion of the gametes of same size. Anisogamous is the fusion of gametes of different sizes, and then oogamous, the fusion of one large non-motile female gamete and one small motile male gametes. The different examples for Chlorophyceae are Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Elothrix, Spirogyra and Chara. These are all the examples for Chlorophyceae. Now, shall we move on to the next class, that is Phaeophyceae. The members of Phaeophyceae are known as brown algae, and they are found primarily in marine habitats in salt water. They show great variation in size and form. They range from simple branched to filamentous or to profusely branched like kelps. They possess chlorophyll A and C. This Chlorophyceae, they possess chlorophyll A and B. And also other pigments present in Phaeophyceae are carotenoids and xanthophylls. The color of Phaeophyceae vary from olive green to various shades of brown because of the different amount of xanthophyll and fucoxanthin pigments. And then here in Phaeophysae, the food is stored in the form of carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates in the form of laminarin and mannitol. Here the vegetative cells, they have a cell wall and it is covered outside by a gelatinous coating of algae. Inside the plasma membrane, protoplast is there, and this protoplast contains plastids, vacuole and nucleus. The plant body is divided into holdfast, stipe and frond, 3 parts. With the help of holdfast, the plant attaches itself to the substratum. And it has a stalk-like structure, that is stipe, and a leaf-like photosynthetic organ, that is frond. Their body is simple structure, and then reproduction is by vegetative as well as by asexual means. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation and asexual reproduction is by producing zoospores. The zoospores may be pear-shaped and 2 unequal laterally attached flagella they have. Zoospores, they have 2 unequal laterally attached flagella. And sexual reproduction is by isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. Here, the union of gametes takes place either in water or within the oogonium. The gametes are pear-shaped, that is pyriform, and then they bear 2 laterally attached flagella. Examples for Phaeophysae are Ectocarpus, Dictyola, Laminaria, Sargassum and Fucus. Now, let us study another class of algae, that is Rhodophysae. The members of Rhodophysae are commonly called red algae because of the predominance of the red pigment or phycoerythrin. This is the red pigment. Because of the presence of this red pigment or phycoerythrin, this members of this class are red in color. Majority of the algae are marine, with greater concentrations found in the warmer areas. They occur in warmer areas, the surface, and some occur at great depths where only little light penetrates. The food is stored in the form of Floridian starch, and this Floridian starch is similar to amylopectin and glycogen. Here in Rhodophysae, the reproduction takes place by vegetative means, asexual as well as sexual means. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation and sexual reproduction is by producing non-motile spores. And asexual reproduction is by producing non-motile spores, and sexual reproduction is by producing non-motile gametes. And also oogamous takes place, and then complex post-fertilization development occurs. Examples are Gracilaria and Gelidium. So, in this video, we studied about the characteristic features of 3 classes of algae. They are Chlorophysae, Phaeophysae and Rhodophysae. Now, we will see some pictures of all these 3 classes of the members of the 3 classes of algae. See, all these 3 are green algae. First one is the Volvox, here Chlamydomonas and then Chara. These are green algae, Chlorophysae. And then these 3 are brown algae. First one is Laminaria, and this one is Fucus, and this one is Dictyota. And then these 2 are red algae, this this is Porphyra, and then this one is Polysiphonia. So these are all different members of algae. Green, brown and red algae. I hope you might have understood all the characteristic features of the members of all the three classes of algae: Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae. Thank you, students.